Okay, today in this video, I'm going to be going over the UFC 309 press conference that took place earlier today. The press conference was okay. It wasn't insanely bad or anything. Like, it was boring, but it wasn't that bad. The questions were less stupid this time until the end. We almost got away with nobody asking where we're going next, or can we go here more, or what fights are coming up now, because he never has a fucking answer. But we got a couple of those questions at the very end. We got some goober saying, "When are we gonna go to Georgia?" And Dana was like, "I don't know, dude. We're gonna go everywhere. We're gonna go to your dump ass countries. Georgia's nice, but other ones, stop yapping. Next, not next." So yeah, we're gonna go break down the press conference from start to finish. The interesting points. There was a lot of yapping that I left out, kind of a lot of Jones saying dumb shit that I left out. But we'll start from the top. So we'll start it out. Um, a reporter asked John if it's personal now or some shit, and Jon Jones is mad that Stipe called him a bitch in the countdown, which it was super passing comment. It wasn't meant to be offensive. Stipe doesn't give a shit. He's super respectful and nice, and Jones is finding any reason to be mad at him for some. I don't get why. He said that he talked about his kids or some shit, and he never did that. So Jones is just finding literally nothing to be mad at. Just being a little whiny baby bitch, basically. But Stipe still apologized for calling him a bitch, because Stipe is nice and kind of dumb and awesome, and I love him, and I hope he wins. But yeah, so that happens, and then Dana gets a question that about the old gloves being back, and he pretty much says, "We wanted the new gloves for protecting from eye pokes and stuff, but nobody liked them, so we're going back to the old gloves," which is okay with me, but it's good timing to be doing that right when Jon Jones is fighting the king of eye pokes. Really? That's the time we're going to do this? Because there's a lot of veterans on the card. There's like five veterans. That's a good amount. But come on, bro. The king of eye pokes and you bring back the eye poke gloves? That's some bullshit. But whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. And then we get a question about Tom Aspinall, the first and only one, really. But it was a big one. And it led to some big moments that I'm very happy about. The reporter asked Dana if the winner is fighting Tom Aspinall, if he wants the winner to fight Tom Aspinall, if that's going to happen. And Dana said the winner is fighting Tom. It's going to happen. And he later said that if Jon Jones wins, he's not fighting Alex Pereira. He's not going to be able to duck. He has to fight Tom. Let's go. So he's either going to retire or he has to fight Tom Aspinall. You can't run for long, buddy. So he's definitely going to retire. Because he's a duck. He's a complete duck. So he's definitely retiring after this fight. Hopefully, after he gets fucking starked out cold by Stipe. But yeah, Dana says that the winner's fighting Tom. And then Tom Aspinall chants start erupting. People yelling Tommy. And Jon Jones gets all salty about it and says knock it off in like a really gay, weird voice. So that was funny. But yeah, Tom Aspinall is in the building even though he's not actually there. His aura is in the walls in that building, and Jon Jones is not liking it. He walked out of an interview earlier this week because he thought that Tom Aspinall questions were going to come up. Like, come on, bro. You can't say that he's not in your head. He's definitely in your head. I think it is actually going to affect his performance a little bit, especially if the crowd starts getting into it, which I have a sneaking suspicion they might. But then Chandler and Oliveira start getting questions. Chandler says he's going to win. And after he beats Charles, he wants to fight for the belt. No more Conor McGregor. He kind of goes away with that idea. He doesn't want to fight Conor anymore, really. He will if the opportunity presents itself, but he's not going to wait for Conor's bullshit anymore, basically. Which I respect that. I like Conor McGregor a lot, and the way he's trolling Chandler is insane, but I feel bad for Chandler and needs to fucking lock in and get out of that little bullshit deal he's in. And he is. Hopefully. Not hopefully. I hope Charles wins, but It just, yeah, this whole situation sucks for Chandler. I do think he's gonna win though by knockout. I have a feeling. Chandler praises Charles Oliveira, and then Charles says he's living the dream and that he loves to fight in New York and that he's gonna win the fight, and then he praises Chandler. A lot of respect. Boring, but it's just what it's gonna be with most fighters. Then Bo Nickel and Paul Craig get asked questions. Bo Nickel discounts Paul Craig's abilities completely, saying that he can beat him everywhere and that he's going to submit him, which is very bold to say. And then Paul says he's going to triangle choke him in a very Scottish way. A little bit hard to understand, but I could understand it. But then Bo fucking makes fun of his accent and says, did everybody actually hear what he just said? And it's just like, dude, shut up, really? He's fucking the most Scottish person of all time. He has the deepest accent. You don't need to fucking go in on him about accents. It's so lame. So lame going in at people that are trying to speak. They're they're speaking how they speak. Like who what the fuck? They're not from America. Who cares how they speak? It's so dumb. But then Paul Craig comes back with some aura and he says it doesn't matter where you're from. A tap is a universal language. It doesn't matter if you're from Scotland or America. And I was like, oh shit. Get fucked, Bo Nickel. And that is true. A tap, you don't need to be from, that's a universal language right there. And I picked Craig by submission. So if this happens, that'd be sick. He gained a little bit of his past aura from his former wins against Magomed Ankalaev and Jamal Hill. Paul Craig is a little bit of, I, I don't want to keep saying aura, but he's got a little bit of his, like, badassery back in his system, I would think. And definitely visually, he seems more confident, which is good. I like that. And then Jon Jones yaps about the fighters he looks up to and that he likes being a part of the GOAT conversation, basically. And then Chandler gets another question saying he's very respectful again, just saying that he's going to win, but Charles Oliveira isn't a quitter anymore. He doesn't think Charles is a quitter anymore, but he thinks that everybody has a little bit of quit in him, so he's going to make him quit maybe. And then Charles says he wants to be champion for his son, since he was champ first. The first time he was champ, it was for his daughter, and he went on like a 10-fight win streak right when he had his daughter, and it was crazy. And now that he has had his son, he hints to a similar streak of wins. And then he also says he's 10 times better than everyone at lightweight, which is kind of crazy, but shit, I believe him. Charles Oliveira is very good, and I hope he wins. I just have a feeling he's going to get caught. Catched? Wow. I have a feeling he's going to get caught. And then Jon Jones gets a question about fighting Tom, and that if he doesn't fight Tom, he's going to retire. And then Jon looks angry when he's getting this question. Tom is in his head. Whether he likes it or not, Tom Aspinall is in his head deep. And it's and I hope really badly that it affects his performance. God, I hate seeing his dumb smile. He's such a fucking loser. He's not a loser. He wins. He's not a loser. I hate him though. He's a piece of shit. And Stipe literally didn't say anything this whole press conference. He pretty much doesn't give a shit at all. He doesn't care about the press conference stuff. He's a man of few words. He pretty much didn't say anything, to be honest. And a bunch of respectful comments go by between every fighter, and a bunch of this, a bunch of that. And then Paul Craig is very confident that he's going to submit him. He says that, and he says that I love the UFC and all that. So pretty boring towards the end. But then Jon gets a random kid in the crowd tickets to the fight, and I'm pretty sure the kid has some sort of life-altering situation. I don't know any specifics about it, but some sort of disease or something that is detrimental to his health. And Jon Jones gets him some tickets to the fight, which cool. It's a good thing. Can't shit on that. That's pretty just cool. Good job, Jon. And then Jon yaps a bunch of gay dialogue towards the end, and then we get the Georgia question. Will we go to Georgia? And then Dana says, probably. And then that's about it. So yeah, that's the press conference in a nutshell. Most of the interesting points, at least. And then the face-offs happen. Paul Craig looks bigger than Bo Nickel by a considerable bit, which I like that for Paul Craig a lot. Bo Nickel's fighting a lot of people shorter than him and around the same, or if not taller than him, his entire time fighting. So that big stature from Paul is, I like to see that. And then when Jon and Stipe face off, Jon says, "Don't talk about my kids," and Stipe's like, "I never fucking talked about your kids." And then that was about it with that. I don't get what Jon's trying to do with that. Stipe didn't do anything. He's like the most respectful, quiet fighter of all time. Like, stop trying to make it something it's not. You're not him, bruh. You're just a little bitch baby that could kick my ass in a fight. But I'm not saying he's a bitch baby relativity in relation to me. I'm saying it in relation to other fighters that I think he can lose to. Like Stipe, like Tom, like some other heavyweights maybe a Volkov or some stupid shit. But yeah, that was about it with the press conference and the face-offs. Nothing crazy. But yeah. And then I'll go over the Jake Paul at the very end. I'll go over the Jake Paul Mike Tyson face-off. Why not? Fuck it. Why not? Mike Tyson, Jake Paul did this weird like slithery crawl on the ground thing up to him for some reason. And then Mike Tyson, I don't know why he was so pissed. I haven't looked at it, anything about it. But Mike got really pissed that he like crawled up to him and like I think he stepped on his toe or some shit maybe, and then Mike slapped the fuck out of him, and it kind of spun his neck around, which was a lot of people are like, I looked at the comments and stuff, and a lot of people are saying that they didn't have any power at all. And I'm like, what, dude? It fucking spun his neck. I don't like slaps. I don't think slaps are supposed to fucking tumble you over or anything. Like he slapped him and his neck spun. Like that's a lot of power in itself. And he wasn't trying to fucking knock him out. I that makes me a little bit more confident for Mike. Just that slap right there makes me a little bit. He might. It was the spark that I needed to see out of Mike Tyson to kind of give him a chance in this fight. And I think I picked Jake, but I'm starting to come around to that Mike pick. I'm not going to. I'm still picking Jake. I'm not going to change my pick, but I'm more confident in Mike than I was. I like that aggression in him, resembling his older years. But yeah, I think that's about it. Press conference was lame, but they're all lame now. So whatever. So Mike and Jake is tomorrow, and I'll make a video about that day. So I'll see you soon.